Hi.
We're back. I know you missed us. I'm Tracy.
I'm Carol.
And we are from myoutlanderpurgatory.com. She does the blogging.
She does the Twittering.
Yes, tweeting. That would be tweeting.
Yeah.
So we haven't been around in a little while. We have been reading this book, A Breath of Snow and Ashes, the 6th book from the fabulous Outlander series by the fabulous Diana Gabaldon. We are done with this, and we are today starting An Echo in the Bone, which is the last book in the series.
She made me wait for an entire week. I have been sitting here waiting
for a month
to read this book.
Okay, so we first want to get to a question that we asked people on the blog to post a question, you know, for us to answer now.
Unfortunately, I did it about an hour ago, so we
got one question.
Okay, Joe M.
Hi, Joe!
Wants to know, how do you feel about coming to the last currently published Outlander books? We're kind of flipping out a little.
Yeah,
to be
I
honest
have to tell you, I had to. We're at Carol's house now, and it's like an hour from me. So I got the book that's been at the bottom of my nightstand because obviously I haven't read it yet, and I pulled it out, and I've been finished with the last one for a couple weeks now. I pulled it out, and I could feel my heart beating just a little faster.
Yes.
I was so excited to just be holding this book in my hands.
Okay, I can say that I blogged today that I woke up this morning and started thinking and went, I'm starting Echo today. And I got so excited. But then all of a sudden it hit me, oh my God, I'm starting Echo today. And I'm starting to panic about the way that A Breath of Snow and Ashes was left. So now I'm just, I'm kind of nervous.
I'm nervous too. I have to say, I'm not as sad as I thought I would be. I think I'm going to be sad when I'm done. But there's so much other material. I just finished the first 2 Lord John books, which is a whole nother video of talking about those. The first one is pretty good. The second one is a must read for everyone. Anyway, there's just so much material on the internet. I mean, the Diana's CompuServe site alone will take at least a year to get through.
I can't wait.
So it's kind of like, you know, this is the last book for now, but there's so much more material to look forward to that I'm a little excited for that too.
Do not sit here and act like we're not going to be devastated.
We are going to be devastated.
This book is over.
We are going to be devastated, but I'm trying to steer myself.
I'm freaking out in my head over the end of the book and haven't even started it yet.
All right.
Because we, remember, when we started the series, I think Echo had just come out around the time we start. So every time we're finished, we're like, oh, get my new book, let's go.
Yep.
And this time around, it's going to be different.
Yeah,
we're going to have to
it's
wait.
Gonna be hard.
Everyone else, all you guys have had to wait. Now we're going to have to wait too.
No, it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard. I think that's a good question for like when we're on page, 800. I don't know how many pages are in it, but
I don't want to talk about it.
Okay. So what we thought we would do first, though, we need to give this book its due because, let me just say, best thing since Voyager, in the opinion of me. Carol?
I would say best thing since Voyager, yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Nothing against drums and
right.
But they just sort of were different.
My Outlander mentor once told me that Drums and Fiery Cross, and especially Drums, is more of like a transitional book to get them from Scotland to America. And things really start going a little more in Fiery Cross, and then they definitely go in this book. And I think that that's true. So I think to a certain degree, Drums and Fiery Cross maybe were set up to not be as riveting as this one. But let's just talk about like some of our favorite parts of this. The abduction and rescue and aftermath of all of that. Easily top three sequences in the entire series, I think.
I disagree, but we don't need to go too into detail on that.
Really?
Absolutely.
Interesting. Why not?
It was great, but I wouldn't say top 3 of the entire series. No.
In terms of being emotional, riveting, not knowing what was going to happen.
Expecting something big. I think we've discussed this. In fact, we've talked about it on the chat sometimes, that whether or not, and they talk about it on the Outlander Book Club, about whether or not you really want to know that there's something coming. And I felt like I wanted to know ever since Jamie and Claire's reunion, when I stumbled upon it in the school parking lot and I'm in tears. And so I said to Tracy, let me know if something big's coming. So that
I said, well, something
was
big's
coming, and Tracey set us up for weeks. This is coming, this is coming. So that sort of, I think, took away from it. And I said to Tracey, it's my own fault. And I said, from now on, don't tell me. If I don't want to know if Jamie Fraser gets a paper cut, okay? I don't want to know.
Well, besides all of that, I thought it was so well written. I thought, especially the aftermath, like that whole scene with Jamie and Claire, you know, that night. That was the first time since Faith died, way back in Dragonfly, that I was like, are they going to make it? Like, I really was, are they going to make it?
I never thought that. Did you really?
Yes.
I totally
Are they, not like they would break up over it directly, but like, is Claire going to get over this? Is Jamie going to get over this? Are they ever going to be the same to each other?
Excuse me.
Thank you. You know, I feared for them. I feared for their relationship for the first time since Dragonflight. Yes, absolutely. So it was for me. It was a marvelous 100 pages or whatever.
I never fear for their relationship. I just don't.
All right. Well, what was your favorite part?
Oh, don't ask me that.
I loved Bonnet's testicle.
Oh, Shannon's here.
Shannon's here.
Shannon's here.
Just don't show the rest of the messy kitchen.
I loved how Bonnet carried his testicle in a jar.
When he was, there were so many awesome things
by
like
Roger
that.
Mack and Jamie.
There were so many awesome things. Did anybody see, like, from the start? I was very surprised at Bree and Roger going back.
Shocked.
Yeah.
Shocked.
I mean, obviously, like, once, you know, I'm totally blanking on the baby's name. I keep wanting to say Maggie.
Renesmee.
Renesmee.
Sorry, I'm
That's a
sorry.
good one. Mandy. Once they were like, she's got the heart problem. I don't know. Well, then you sort of knew, but I didn't see that coming at all.
I was so relieved all four of them went back. I was worried someone was going to have to stay behind.
I was relieved, but let me ask you, did anybody feel like, I can't remember, forgive me, I discussed this with somebody on the blog. I felt like they were risking way too much, and I was kind of annoyed that they would send the whole family back through the stones, not knowing who's going to live, who's going to die, who's going to make it, who's not going to make it. Not that I didn't care about this poor baby, but I just sort of felt like, okay, enough playing God. You know,
you made your choice.
You made your choice.
Bought your ticket.
Yeah,
you knew what you were getting into.
You know, and somebody made this comment about, you know, this happened a lot. It was the 18th century. Like you know what I mean? And I just felt like, was Jemmy's life not as important as Mandy's life? Like, what? That was where, you know.
I didn't go there as much. I mean, I see your point.
But Jemmy could hear the rocks, the stones.
Yeah.
He could hear it.
So I think, yeah. And I mean, I think that they sort of, I think that they thought it would go, like, as well as it could possibly go, if that makes any sense at all.
But they could have ended up in different times. They could have ended up, Roger could have ended up in the 19th century. I mean, you don't know.
Yeah.
And I hate to say it, but I always think of that scene in Ghostbusters where he's like, you know, don't think of anything, clear your mind. And he's like, I can't help it, the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. Can you imagine going through the stones and being like, 1968, 1968.
Well, wait,
and then all of a sudden thinking like,
but they had
Jane Austen, I'm sorry, I couldn't help it. And now next thing you know, you're in the 19th century.
But they also had the gems. So, like, didn't that help them? They probably didn't have to think as hard. Like, or maybe just one of them had to think as hard, you know, whatever. Because they had the stones, the gems, not the stones.
I think what probably happened is Brianna had to think, and Roger had to think of Brianna. Because he had to get to her.
That's right, because he went second. Yes.
He went second.
Yes.
So whatever time
You're absolutely right. You're
Brianna
absolutely right.
landed in, Roger would be following.
Right.
Let's hope.
Anyway, we have to, like, shut this first one down in a couple of seconds. Like, let's talk very quickly about Ian. Ian. I loved that whole scene with him and Bree. Loved it. Loved it.
I think
just wonderful.
did.
I cried. And yet, as much as I loved Ian at the end of that scene, when I found out about him and WeHo 2 Electric Boogaloo Malva, I wanted to smack the hell out of him. And you know what? In the next 10 minutes...
What do you think of Malva?
Oh, yeah, no.
Wait, all right, you know what? I gotta turn this off.
TV on the ridge.
I gotta turn this off, but we're gonna do a second one because we forgot we have to talk about her. All right, so we're turning this off now. We'll be back in a sec. Bye. Go to the next part 2. Okay, bye.